Hello everyone. Today my task is to show you how to create a digital hall pass to use within your school rather than the paper and pencil system. To use a digital hall pass that will automatically send an email to a teacher when a student leaves a classroom and is headed to another one, or they go into the office or bathroom, something like that. Easily done in Google Forms. So what I've done, I've already created a Google form here, and you can see the finished product. Okay, so we have some required questions. Student's first name. So student is Lee. That's me, Lee Weber. Okay, and I'm heading to another instructor. So for the functionality, this says 2 pages. The second page is I've got to tell them what teacher I'm leaving from. So I'm just going to say I'm leaving from myself. Okay, so leaving from Weber, and I'm going to, let's say, Mr. Hemphill. Okay, so I've done that, and when I hit submit, this is going to log into someplace over here into a Google Sheet where I have my results. Sorry, the results are already moving on. Hey, it's going to log into a Google Sheet with the results, and I'm going to show you how to set that up to automatically send an email on to each teacher, letting them know when the student left and when the student is and who they're going to. So I will have a log of the student leaving my classroom, and Mr. Hemphill here would have a log of the student that is coming to his classroom. We get an email and says that Mr. Weber is coming to his classroom. If we go back, we have several different things here. We can have office, we can have going to the bathroom, we can have return to class. Return to class is very important. Okay? We need a log that tells the teachers that when the student is coming back. There's 4 important things to have here: office, bathroom, other instructor, return to class. You could put a library one on here. Just know the more people that you put, the more destinations you put on here, the more complex your formulas and complex your form will have to be. We wanted to keep it fairly simple. One thing we found out, this is the first version of the form. I now, kind of the third version of the form here at the high school. One thing that you want to make sure that you do is maybe put some of your office personnel in there. Maybe if they're going to go to the nurse, you want to put the nurse's office. You've got to have all those people in their emails in there and have them as options to select in this leaving from and going to area. The one thing we did not want to do is put just office here, because we want that email to go to somebody, and you're going to see why that's important. So let's look at the bones of the Hall Pass system. Hey, I use the old Google Forms just because it's a lot easier for me to navigate. So pretty simple, setting up a Google Form, multiple choice here. Then, okay, we'll need to put in all of our teachers' names here. And make sure you spell it correctly. If you notice right here, Mrs. Rezak, I noticed earlier this year that I had misspelled her name, so her emails were never going to her. All right, and so then you do the same. You have to have going to and coming from. All right, and then let's get over to the hall pass itself. Okay, let me shut this down. You're going to have the form responses, and you can't see that at the bottom. My tab is a little too small, but we're going to click on the form responses. So you have your normal form responses. When they submit this, you're going to get recordings of the first and last name, where their destination is, where they're going to, where they're coming from, where they're coming from and where they're going to. Now, you have to have a separate page called email notifications. Okay? Now, in this email notifications, you are going to have the formula, and if I can get it here, we had it for a second. You will need to import ranges over here. Looking at it. Okay, let's go to our add-ons first. Let's go to you're going to have the formula email attachment. So you're going to set that up and choose your source data. So, waiting for this to load just a second. One thing you'll have to do is you have to use the import range formula, as I was saying before, to import the things from this other one. Okay, so we have our email and notifications sheet. We want to make sure that this form's clicked on to form on submit. You don't want it to do on a timer. You want it to, every time that something is submitted on the form, it shows and goes to your email template. So then you're going to have some templates. You're going to have an email template if the destination equals office, if destination equals bathroom, other instructor, return to class, other instructor. So you want to have several different templates. So I've got 5 different templates there. Okay. A little slow internet this morning. Okay. And so the next, I have a unique email set up for each of the email templates. And so I've auto-filled some of that. We'll go to the edit templates right here. Formula takes a little bit to think, but it gets there. So I'm going to have an email template for each one. And in that template is where I'm going to put who the email goes to. So I have instructor leaving email address. I have instructor going email address, which I've created here in the spreadsheet. Then I've got the subject. My subject is set up with these merge tags. It's great for these merge tags. I can say this student is, and if you'll go over here, is coming to the office, and then it has a timestamp. It has first name, last name, has leaving from, leaving to. So you get all of that information. All right. Then if I click preview and send all, then it's going to preview that message, and we'll send all of them at that point if I just set it up. And then from then on, it will send upon form submit. All right. So let's exit out of that. Let's take a look at things. And then Form Ranger will fill this out and give you the verifications that you needed, the columns needed by Formula. Okay, so what you need and what's important to understand here is the formulas that you will need. Okay, so double clicking on this, you're going to see if E2 equals, and that's if this one equals Mr. Graber's name, it's going to give you Mr. Graber's email address, and then that will automatically Formula will pull that email address, okay, over here. All right, so then you notice I've got all of these. I've got to have that if, in parentheses, E2 equals, it's got to be quotation marks, Graber, comma, there's an if-then statement, then it's going to make this column that I'm in give me that email address. So you look here, this one equals Barron's. Instructor leaving to, now the formula makes that Mr. Barron's email address. Then Formula pulls that email address and puts it over here, okay, in the send status, okay. Now, at the time that I created this is all created in my own personal email address. We have since made hallpass@usd320.com. That runs our entire hallpass system, that email address, and so everyone gets an email from hallpass@usd320.com alerting them when a student's coming. We did that so that people could sort those hall passes and maybe not get them and clog up their inbox, and they could delete those easily if they're used. We always are going to have the spreadsheet. Every once in a while I have to clean it out because we'll have over 1,000 in a couple months of different hall passes as everybody's using it. Okay, so we have that working there. Now the other important thing that you have to see, okay, is, and I'm going to go flip, sorry, not full screen with me. I'm going to go full screen with, I guess I'm already full screen with this. And so the other thing that's important to understand, and let me get off of this and go back, is we have to have that import range function. Okay, so right up here in the corner, I'm going to select everything. If you select everything, then I've got to go equals import range, and I'm going to import, okay, I'm going to import this form's response over here. Sorry, let me get off of that from there. Now, it's been a while since I did that, so you might have to really study and go back and look somewhere else to see how to import range, the import range function. I believe you have to open this up separately, but we're trying to import all our responses from form responses, and we're going to import that over to here. And so we import columns A through E so that it mirrors, okay, mirrors this. Okay, mirrors all our information here. Actually, I don't believe we put the timestamp in there. No, we did to the time. Okay, so either way, oh, sorry, E through F. We have E through F. I didn't collect F. Okay, so A through F, okay, are imported over here, which then gives us this information over here, so then I can run Form Ranger. If I try to run Form Ranger on my form responses, then I have a problem. I want to keep the same form. So every once in a while, I've got to go in here, highlight and delete, okay, all of this information. Okay, actually, and I say delete. I want to copy and paste that in a new sheet so I have my log. And then I go through and delete all the responses in here so that I can reset the form. Okay, because eventually your form's going to fill up. Google doesn't have unlimited cells that you can have, so you're going to eventually have to delete your responses. And then what's going to come back over here is you're going to have null. So if I do this really quickly, I'm having some trouble clicking over here while running my here. So if I delete this row 4, so I'm going to go up to, sorry, I've got myself in the way here, what I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's say I delete row 4. When I come back over to email notifications, you'll notice that that disappeared and it made it false, but the thing that stays is the notifications from Formule stay. And so then that will clog up the form. That won't let the form work and have the functionality you want it to have. So important things to remember. Make sure you build your form correctly. Okay? Make sure you include everybody. Make sure you spell everybody's name right. Get everybody's email address right. Okay? Make sure that you have the return to class. Okay? And maybe we need to talk about that. That return to class is really a huge thing. So if I go back there, that's what makes it all work. Okay, so if I can go back and apologize if this is taking a long time, you have a long time to watch this, and you can fast forward as this thing goes round and round and round. But the return to class is important because we need to know when that student is coming back. Okay, so going through all my templates here, working through. Sorry, apologize that it's taking so long. You can kind of take a look at me, I guess, if you want. I'm down here in the corner just twiddling my thumbs. Okay, let's edit those templates. And it's up to you how you want to build it. We built it so when you return to class, I believe that the teacher you're leaving from doesn't get an email. I would have to go back and look at that, but let's take a look at that return to class there. Looks like we did not carbon copy the student that you're coming from. We just know that you're going back to. What we did with bathrooms, bathroom breaks, you don't have another teacher you're sending them to. So basically we've told the students like you're leaving from my class and you're going to my class. So both the instructor leaving from and instructor coming to would say Weber, and then that way we have a log of when they go to the bathroom, and then they have to do that return to class and sign back into the class. That's where the return to class is really important. I've signed back into where I belong and I know where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so if you have questions, please email me, okay? And I'm going to type my email address right in here, weberl@usd320.com. This won't script my form because this is my example form. So if you have an email, please send that information to me. I did something really weird here. All right, so let me just undo that. Okay. Oh yeah, because I have import range, and when I type something in here, then that screws up my import range. But definitely there's some Google templates Google tutorials on how to do the import range function to do an Excel sheet to get it, or not Excel, sorry, to go ahead and do the Google Sheets import one sheet to another sheet. And you've noticed there I go all the way to F996. So once I run out of F996, I don't have anything left. But just you might take a look at that. That's the only thing right now. It's been a long time since I made this, and I don't change the formula. I just keep this formula so that I've got it. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Glad to help you out. Thanks.